Alright, let me tell you something. I've spent a good chunk of my life crawling through pipes, wading through muck, and generally getting my hands dirty. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can't truly understand a job until you've been in the thick of it. Now, you folks studying civil engineering, you're learning some incredible stuff, the physics, the math, the design principles that hold our world together. But let me ask you, are you a civil engineering student wondering how to bridge the gap between those textbooks and the real-world projects that shape our communities? If you're nodding your head, then stick around, because internships and summer training might just be the launchpad your career needs. You see, there's a world of difference between a formula on a page and the feel of freshly poured concrete under your boots, or the challenge of solving a problem on site when the plans don't quite match reality. It's about seeing how things get built, the sweat and ingenuity involved. It's about understanding the grit required to turn a blueprint into a bridge, a road, or a skyscraper. This isn't just about padding a resume, it's about becoming an engineer, someone who doesn't just know the theory but can apply it when things get messy, unpredictable, and, frankly, a little dirty. So, we're going to talk about why getting out there, getting some practical experience, is not just a good idea, but an essential one. We'll look at how these opportunities can transform your understanding, sharpen your skills, and ultimately, set you on a path to a truly rewarding career. Because building the future isn't just about calculations, it's about experience, and that experience starts now. Alright, let's get down to brass tacks. You're in college, hitting the books, learning all those theories, formulas, and design principles, and that's crucial, don't get me wrong. You need that foundational knowledge like a skyscraper needs a solid bedrock. But civil engineering, at its heart, isn't just an academic pursuit. It's a field that's built, quite literally, on real-life execution. It's about taking those elegant equations and making them stand up to wind, weather, and the test of time. It's about translating complex designs into tangible structures that people use every single day, often without a second thought to the engineering marvels beneath their feet or over their heads. That's where internships come swaggering in, boots covered in a bit of honest dirt. Now, alongside internships, or sometimes as a more focused alternative, you've got summer training programs. Think of these as boot camps for specific engineering skills. While an internship might give you a broader overview of a company or a large project, summer training often zooms in on particular technical competencies. These programs are typically shorter, more intensive courses designed to really sharpen your practical abilities in a concentrated time frame. They're less about observing the whole orchestra and more about mastering your specific instrument until you can play it blindfolded, or at least with a lot more confidence. Alright, let's talk turkey. Why go through all this effort of finding internships, sweating through summer training? Sure, it looks good on paper, but the real benefits run a whole lot deeper than just beefing up your CV. Here's the unvarnished truth. Recruiters, the folks who hold the keys to those first job opportunities, don't just look at your degree and your GPA, they're looking for proof, for tangible evidence that you've actually applied your knowledge in the real world. They want to see that you can do more than just pass exams. Think about it from their perspective. They've got a stack of resumes, all from bright young graduates with similar qualifications. What makes you stand out? It's the experience. Chapter 4. Types of internships. Finding your niche in the dirt and a desk. So, you're convinced. You need an internship. But the world of civil engineering is big, and so are the types of internships available. What kind of experience should you be looking for? Well, that depends a lot on what sparks your interest, but it's also smart to get a taste of different environments if you can. You might be surprised what clicks with you. It's like trying different tools in a workshop. You won't know which one feels right in your hand until you've given a few a try. First up, you've got your site-based internships. How to find and apply. Digging for opportunities. Alright, so you know why internships are important and you've got an idea of what kind you might want. Now for the million-dollar question, how do you actually find these golden opportunities and more importantly, land one? Finding an internship doesn't have to be like searching for a needle in a haystack, but it does take some proactive effort. You can't just sit back and wait for opportunities to fall into your lap. You've got to go out there and dig for them. Your first stop should always be your university's career services office. These folks are paid to help you. They often have established relationships with companies that regularly hire interns, and they can provide a wealth of resources, from lists of current openings to workshops on resume writing and interview skills. They might host career fairs where you can meet recruiters face to face. Real-life success stories from muddy boots to a corner office. Well, eventually. Now, I've seen it happen time and time again. Internships aren't just a summer gig or a way to kill time between semesters, they are genuine stepping stones. Sometimes they're the very first paving stone on a long and successful career path. I've met countless professionals who can trace their current success right back to that one internship that opened a door, taught them a crucial skill, or introduced them to a mentor who believed in them. These aren't just feel-good anecdotes. They're the reality of how careers are often built, one practical experience at a time. Think about Sarah, a young woman I heard about, who was a bit unsure about which branch of civil engineering she wanted to pursue. Final thoughts. Building more than just structures. So, as we wrap this up, let's be clear. Internships and summer training, they're a whole lot more than just academic requirements or boxes to tick off on your way to graduation. They are, in my humble opinion, absolutely fundamental. They're your chance to step out from behind the textbooks and into the real, messy, challenging, and incredibly rewarding world of civil engineering. It's where the theories you've learned get tested by gravity, by budgets, by weather, and by the practicalities of getting things built. This isn't just about learning how to design a beam or calculate a load, it's about discovering your own strengths, your interests, and maybe even uncovering passions you didn't know you had. You might find that you thrive under the pressure of a construction site, or that your true calling lies in the meticulous detail of structural design, or that you have a knack for communicating complex technical information to clients and stakeholders.
So, we've talked a lot about getting out there, getting that hands-on experience. Mike's right, There's a world of difference between reading about stress tolerances and actually seeing a beam under load, or understanding project management in theory versus navigating the real-world complexities of a construction schedule. These experiences, internships, summer training, they're not just add-ons. They're integral to becoming a well-rounded, effective civil engineer. They're where the knowledge you gain in the classroom truly comes alive. This journey in civil engineering is about taking abstract concepts and turning them into tangible realities that serve our communities. It's about problem solving, innovation, and a commitment to building a better, safer, more efficient world. But to do that effectively, you need to understand the practical side of the profession.